welcome to FFC Top 3, a show where we, your FFC hosts, count things down from 3 to number 1. Thank you for joining us this week. If you have a suggestion for Top 3, be sure to drop us a note in all the usual places, on Twitter at FocusFireChat, in our Discord, or even email us at focusfirechat@gmail.com. This week, fan suggestion of Top 3 Disney Earworms. And this one, we have just Blue and I, so it's going to be a little bit quick, I think, compared to a normal. I was really hoping to get Beard to sing a few songs for us.
I was hoping to as well, because I was giving him, I was, how do you say it tactfully? Poop posting him on Twitter.
Yeah, that works. That works. But Blue has somehow managed to foil me before we even begin. I asked him if he was ready to sing a little bit, and he said, I did all instrumental kind of things. I'm like, grrr.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess, to be fair, with Disney, my number 1 is an instrumental. My number 2 and number 3 are not, but, like, I mean, the earworm quality piece of it is not the words. It's Disney. They're really good at putting together musical earworms. I mean, it's kind of one of the things they
motifs.
Do. So
yeah, the motifs are the hooks.
Yeah,
they're always really good about that. And it's funny because a lot of Disney for quite a long time was built to be a musical.
Oh,
it
yeah.
wasn't necessarily built to be a story with music along with it. It was literally musicals each time.
Yeah, and that's a good segue into my number 3 if you want me to, because my number 3 is It's a Small World. Like, oh god. I mean, to be fair, it is one of the most recognized earworms out there.
It is.
And it's just because I see Lady and the Tramp in the chat. That's another one that's really, really up there. But like one of which is extremely racist. But anyways, It's a Small World is like the thing is like even when they do the different iterations, because like it's the ride, right? It's the creepy animatronics ride. But like even when they do, because they'll change it for holidays, they change it to be like Christmas and all this, and it's always like you go through that ride and it will stick with you. Like it's like even if you hate the song, which, to be fair, of all songs out there to get stuck in your head, that one is really actually kind of innocent, and it's actually a pretty decent. Like if you sit and look at the lyrics, it's like, okay, this is kind of cute, you know. But oh my gosh!
But here's the thing,
chat.
Is it
that ride is Friday Night at Freddy's?
Oh god, it really is. Is it the innocent Disneyland, Disney World, Small World, or the It's a Small World from Shrek?
For me, it's the ride. It's the original.
The Shrek one cracks me up.
Oh, no, yeah, and it's like,
granted, it's not really It's a Small World. It's their version of it.
Right. And I mean, and I love when they have film. I was talking to one of my coworkers today about Ralph Rex the Internet, where they make fun of the Disney princesses. And like, there's like the behind the scenes Disney princess where I think it's I can never remember the main character, the little character, Sarah Silverman's character.
I'm not.
I just blank. I always blank on her name. I have the perfect God, man. Anyways, she sneaks into the princess dressing room or whatever, and they're all like lounging. It's the scene where all the Disney princesses are lounging around in pajamas, basically. And like they're like, oh, do you have magical hair? Do you have blah blah blah? And she's like, no, what? Vanellope, thank you, Black Flag. And they're like, no, what? And then I think it's Rapunzel, and she's like, does everyone think that all your problems go away as soon as a big strong man shows up? Yes. What is up with? And everyone's like, and I'm like, oh my god. And then Pins is bringing up Meridia from was that Brave starts talking. Everyone's like, what is she saying? Have you seen the live actions
version of that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, there is. I can't remember Oh gosh, this guy, he was actually hired by Disney to do like Disney music video type things on YouTube. Now I cannot remember because he had Lindsay Sterling on it and a few other big YouTube names, female YouTuber names. Gosh, damn, I'm looking it up right. Of course, I'd be feeling a little bit. Disney princesses.
But yeah, no. If you guys haven't seen Ralph Wrecks the Internet, you do yourself a favor and go watch it. It's freaking hilarious. I love the Wreck-It Ralph series. Having a 5-year-old, I get a perfect excuse to watch them.
Found it. So Disney Princesses Try Working Out. It's featuring Lindsay Sterling, Lily Singh, Rosanna Passino, and iJustine, and they're all the different princesses.
Oh God. Oh no.
And it's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Well, and then like later in the movie, Vanellope has the stereotypical looking in a pool of water and reflecting singing. And it's just all that, like it just makes fun of themselves, and I love it. I love it. But yeah. So like, but to go back, It's a Small World. It's one of those things that. And like I know there's this huge huge piece of psychological I wouldn't say debate, but a lot of studies around what makes a I guess you would call it a viral earworm. And I mean, consistently, It's a Small World is always mentioned. I have not seen any conversation like anywhere about earworms that they don't mention It's a Small World, because it just for whatever reason it just sticks in your head.
There's like psychological things and musical references as to why an earworm becomes an earworm, and it's the simplicity of the melody line versus the ability of those listening to it to differentiate what's being done. So a motif is a musical term for a small, a hook, essentially, is the more popular version of it. And if a hook is extended over a period of time that is multiple times within the song, it becomes an earworm because it's easily stuck in your head.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, and I'll mention this when we get to the top one. My number one earworm that is like, I've never not had it stuck in my head. Thankfully, it's not an annoying song. It's not a Disney song, but it is also a complete. There's no lyrics to it. But,
interesting.
Yeah.
My number 3 is a song I used to use as an audition piece for musicals, and it is "I Won't Say" from Hercules, where Meg is basically lamenting about how she's not going to say she's in love with Hercules. She's such a good character. I love her character so much. I love
their portrayal of Megara. Like, it's completely inaccurate, but it's also like,
oh yeah,
it's one of those inaccurate ones that I'm like, I'll allow it. Like, it's okay.
And then you have the music, which
are
the best part of that movie.
Did you see? Was it WonderCon that just happened? They had a lady dressed up as one of the muses. No, it was just one of them. But
just one.
Yeah,
okay.
It was like she was. I can't remember. It wasn't Mel. Oh God, who was it? Might have been. I can't remember which cosplayer, but she ran into him, and she was like, "Oh my God!" She has like so many pictures with this one girl, and it's just
you have those living statues.
It's just my God! It's one of those things where it was just such an iconic figure in that movie. Mm-hmm. It just, I don't know. It was like a visual earworm, because now like the sassiness of the muses was the best part.
Yeah.
You mean Huncules?
You mean Huncules, honey? Yeah. I love that movie. I think it was Menken who did the music for that one. He's just, he always has so many earworm type gospel-y pieces, and it's like, I love it.
And that particular film was just ripe for the opportunity for those types of, because like the especially like that gospel-esque genre. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. With those muses. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, for sure. And of course you had the one muse who was just like all about it. Good stuff. Good stuff. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Bare Necessities.
Oh yes,
Because
there's a lot of good earworms in that movie.
Oh yeah,
too.
there are. And that was like the Jungle Book. That was the original cartoon Jungle Book. Because they've tried to, I don't know why, but they have tried to do like multiple reiterations of the Jungle Book, and like there's been, I'll be fair, like to be fair, there's been a couple decent ones, but like I don't understand this fascination with like the whole like let's make a real movie out of it. I'm like, no, let's not, because I don't know, Dumbo is absolutely freaking terrifying as a cartoon. It does not need to be made into nightmare fuel of real stuff. Like,
right.
But I mean, and that's just, I mean, because they just did
the whole debate about using real animals, and granted, they're not.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, no, and like, it's actually not even that for me. I just don't understand what the fascination with like making these cartoons into real, like, I can't see it as not being like Disney's like, look at us, we can do CG. It's like, I don't care.
It's not even that. It's Disney's trying to bring these classics to us, to the generation that is still believing that they're classics. We're grown-ups now, so we're going to watch the live-action version of the thing that we loved as a child. It's a marketing thing, I think, personally.
Right. No, and I mean, but I guess I'm just one of the ones that's out there. Like, I'm like, I have no desire to see. I guess like the Jungle Book, they did a live action Jungle Book pretty like when we were little. That was not bad. I mean, it wasn't great, and it definitely didn't follow any of the cartoon. But like that's the thing is like when you watch these remade live action whatever CG ones, they're not even following they're not following the original story of Disney. Like it's completely different as well. And I'm like, okay, so if it's remastering it's like, I don't know.
I think it's important that they don't follow it exactly to a T. Now, Beauty and the Beast did a fairly accurate recreation of the initial cartoon.
Did it? I haven't watched it, so.
That one was good. I enjoyed that one. I watched the Cinderella one too, and
yeah, Cinderella was another one that they've made like it's like one a year.
Yeah, they have, and I could take or leave Cinderella. I heard they were doing. They've got so many that they're doing. They did Lion King, or they're working on Lion King.
Yeah, they're working on it. They're working Lion King and Dumbo. Dumbo's gonna, I think, come out this year. And Dumbo is just nightmare fuel. That's what I refer to it as.
It's just that one scene. It's
there's
like the Willy Wonka.
There's a lot of scenes. There's the scene where the mom is in the cage, and it's like
chains.
She's like chained up. She can't even reach her baby, and it's just like, I'm like, why are we showing this to small children? This is not okay.
But the thing is that a lot of Disney's movies were initially, now granted, Disney-fied movies anyway, but a lot of the initial ones, those older ones, were still stories that weren't as cleansed, I guess, or as whitewashed as some of them tend to be.
I would
obviously
put up on display the attachment A, Little Mermaid, as a rebuttal to your non-gentrification of mythology.
Or Cinderella and the stepsisters not having their toes cut off.
I guess Bambi did that. What is it? Fox and the Hound did that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, to me, it was just like of all of their entire vault or whatever they call the archive that they have, like Dumbo. Just I don't know. I've never got really. I never got into Dumbo, I guess, is the other thing.
And that was not one of my favorites either.
But yep. So number 2 for you.
Those are like the classic ones. A lot of my more favorite ones are some of the. I would call them newer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're not newer, but I would call them newer. They're not Pixar or anything like that. It is, my number 2 is from Mulan, and it's the I'll Make a Man Out of You.
That's
because I love Donny Osmond.
Yeah,
so much.
My wife loves that one.
Oh my god, it's funny too because you have the guy. So Hercules and Mulan came out around the same time, and it's like the same characters. Instead of the muses, you had like the little henchmen that she had that were just this trio. They were the Three Stooges, essentially, following her around. It was so good.
Dishonor on you! Dishonor on your cow!
Yes! And Mushu. Oh my god. You gotta love Mushu.
Mushu and the cricket.
Dishonor on your family!
Mushu and the cricket.
Oh, what was the cricket's name? Oh no.
Wasn't it just Cricket? I don't think he had a name. Did he have a name?
Did he? I thought he had a name.
I have to look it up now.
Maybe
the cricket was just, you want to talk about a sassy character. Jeez.
And non-speaking.
Right, yeah, he never...
sassy character.
It was the... Oh my gosh. The matchmaker. Yeah, the cricket and the...
Oh, matchmaker.
Cricky.
There we go. He's like the initial... And I'm thinking Moana that had the pig.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken.
Yeah. Hey. Hey.
But like the pig had personality like the cricket did. I love it when Disney does these characters that don't have
because you had
like they don't have any speaking lines,
right? Because that goes all the way back to like Pinocchio too.
Oh yeah.
With what was the cat and the goldfish in Pinocchio? Mm-hmm. Neither of them ever spoke. It's Figaro, and Cleo, I think, was the goldfish.
Cleo, yeah, that was
Pinocchio
her.
was another one that there was some darkness in it.
Field?
Yeah, there was some darkness in that one.
That's a dark story in general.
Well, right. I mean, and yeah, that was my next thing. I was like, and that was Disney's really gentified version of that because, oh my gosh, the original story of Pinocchio is really bad. But yeah, Pua is the pig.
Yes, that's the pig.
He's really funny.
Yeah.
A horse entangled. Yeah.
So many good characters like that. So many. And I don't know. I would say that they've been having trouble creating characters like that, but Moana.
No, yeah. I mean, Hey alone, like, just,
oh my god.
Gosh.
The freaking, him being used rock. To hold paper and just like, oh my god. I had chickens growing up. Chickens are some of the stupidest animals. And so Hey makes total sense to me.
I just love the scene where the guy's like cooking and he's like, "Can we eat that thing?" He's like, he's eating the rock. He spits it up and starts eating it again. I'm like, oh my god, they do that too.
They really do. The dog from Coco is another character like that, but the dog from Coco ends up being like her spirit animal, which is kind of cool. I don't remember what the actual term they used in the movie, but it's another not super bright animal, but a super loyal one instead. It's such good little characters like that. That brings us, though, we're already to our number one.
Mm-hmm.
You said yours was instrumental earworm.
Yes.
I'm curious which one it is, because is it... I'm going to take a guess. Is it the Parade of Lights song that they do? Because I used to have
actually, so I'm actually skirting around getting you mad at me because technically now it is part of Disney's family. But it is.
You're gonna do Star Wars.
It is.
Theme?
It is a Star Wars song. It is not the Star Wars theme. It is the Mos Eisley Cantina. Yes. Yep. It is. It is one of my favorite songs because it takes into account. It's very akin to the Fat Man jazz thing. Like it's just. Not to mention, like, if you read, like, in the expanded universe, like, there's a really big story about that entire band. Like, that entire group of characters gets really expanded in the Legends character, or the Legends story, and it's a really cool story. But, like, the actual song, too, is just so iconic for me, at least, of that series. Like it's like that that ethereal sci-fi sound, but it's also really actually kind of
jazzy.
It comes back to the roots of what we're used to seeing, so it's like still got that human-esque quality to it, and I love it. But yeah, the other one that I did mention is not a Disney one, but it's Lord of the Rings. Basically,
Which one for the rings?
I don't even know. It's the da 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 da.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So like.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is. It's just that part of the refrain. It's just constantly running in my head. And I'm like,
Blue's walking down the street. It's just
bridge. I think is it the Bridge of Khazad-dûm? Okay. I said, I have no idea. It's just something that is like, I mean, granted, I also recognize that of all the earworms to have constantly stuck in my head, that is by far not the worst one.
Preferred?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, yeah. So,
the Hobbit theme is not bad either.
Yeah,
the initial.
No, the original. Yeah. So yeah.
The Hobbit theme from The Lord of the Rings. So like the
yeah. Okay.
While Gandalf is getting like the whole opening credit scene.
Keep it hidden. Keep it safe.
Keep it safe. Oh my gosh.
Okay, creepy Gandalf.
I love Gandalf.
Oh no, I love him too. But that part was like, I was like, okay. Yeah.
Talk about nightmare fuel. Talk about the Hobbit and the dwarves and the dwarf song.
I love that song. I love that
it's
song.
It's so cool. Like, it is one of the coolest bass songs.
The whole stomp thing that's going on in it.
Uh-huh.
No, to be fair, though, the song from The Hobbit that sticks with me, and it is seriously one of my favorite songs, just because the bass is, God, I just blanked on what it's called, the Misty Mountains, where it's
Under the Misty Mountains,
where it's the dwarf singing about the story. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my gosh, like there are so many mixes of that are just amazing. Like, just, and it's because it's that bass. Like, it's just that just, oh my gosh.
I'm trying to remember, did Howard Shore also do the composing for The Hobbit? I know he did the Lord of the Rings.
I want to say yes. Hang on,
I'm not sure, because Howard, that is one of the soundtracks that I keep.
Yes, Howard Shore was
as a CD copy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's notably the scores for the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit film trilogies.
He's up in like John Williams' stratosphere with me. And honestly, besides the Cantina song, I'm a little over John Williams. I know I'm probably going to get hate mail for that, but John Williams has a bag of tricks he uses in every song. I mean, barring the Cantina song. And
you mean he's a musical composer?
No, his bag of tricks, he uses French horns for everything.
Oh,
there are other instruments out there.
I mean,
he loves his brass.
Does.
That is his big thing.
I bet Shore does, like, I mean, he doesn't, he doesn't just do them. So I definitely hear that. But his thing is like, what is it, saxophone and flutes is one of his big things.
He does a lot more woodwinds, yes. I don't remember how much saxophone music he brings, but
he didn't have much. But yeah, Misty Mountains Cold, I think, is what it is. It's Richard Armitage, I believe, is the guy that is the primary singer, and Jesus, his voice is amazing.
Yeah,
like it's just that timbre of that just like it's amazing.
It is super good. A good bass is hard to find.
Yes, like, that is entirely true.
Ari from...
I was just about to say Pentatonics. Yeah, he's not with them anymore.
Granted, he's not with them anymore. Yeah,
the guy that
he's a trained classical singer.
God, man, I just blanked on the guy that they have that replaced him. Basically, he's also really good too.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either, but just the funny thing is I actually like the sound of tenors more, but I can appreciate a good bass, like, since they're so stinking hard to find. But it brings me to my number one, which is a bunch of tenors and baritones. My number one is Trashing the Camp from Tarzan. Particularly the Phil Collins NSYNC version. I may have worn that out growing up. Because I love jazz. And that is like as close to jazz besides going to Aristocrats.
Yeah. Which, I mean, to be fair, Aristocrats has a lot of good ones too.
Oh, yeah. But it wasn't as, it didn't get stuck in your ear. Quite like. I mean, that stuff gets stuck in your ear and you just can't get rid of it. And of course, you gotta love Rosie O'Donnell playing, what was it? Teak, Tark, Torque.
Oh,
the
main gorilla,
the
or
gorilla.
not the main gorilla,
Yeah.
but
she
faux hawk,
was.
the faux
she
hawk
was like
gorilla.
the friend. Yeah, she was the best friend to Tarzan. It's just funny. Her version of it too is really fun because it has that making use of instruments that are not actually instruments. So like the dishes and the typewriter. I just think those kind of songs are super fun and constantly get stuck in my head. But the Phil Collins NSYNC one, I will shamelessly say that is my number one Disney earworm, that if it comes on at any point in time, I will stop everything I am doing and sing it. You are welcome. So
another mention, it's not a Disney movie. The movie Sing. If you have not seen that movie
so
is
good.
Just awesome. Like it's got a great story. It's got like a really good story. It's really cute, and it's really down to earth fun. And it's also got some of like the most random collection of like big names, like Scarlett Johansson's in it. God, man, who's the Tegan? I just blanked on his name. The guy who plays the gorilla. His songs are actually the ones that's another earworm for me. Is I'm Still Standing. Is like they all have disparate storylines that are going on, and they're all doing like various Taron Egerton. Thank you, Pins. He is amazing. Like his voice, he's got a number of good ones. But like then they have like the Frank Sinatra mouse that's going on. Like it's just like all of them have like, and there's like five different.
He like owes money to people.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
Like the mafia.
Yeah, it's the Bears as the mafia, which is it's hilarious. But like, like the whole thing is like all these little disparate stories going on, and they have the big one, and then one of the main characters is the elephant, who's like the super shy. It's just if you haven't seen Sing, you really should just go watch it. It's a really quick paced one, and it's just it's got great music, and it's not like a
it's taking the American Idol story and actually
making it
a little bit more relatable,
right? And it's like, and the premise is just, the koala as the main character. Yeah, the mouse was Seth MacFarlane.
It's like
it's just,
a mixture
oh my god, it's hilarious.
Story, yeah, it's like a mixture between the producer's story, because the theater's about to go under,
right? Yeah,
and then bringing in the whole American Idol.
His friend, the zebra. Oh my god, he was like a stoner.
There's so many good ones.
Sing is another one that I wanted to mention because it's got some good ones that can become earworms.
Moana is definitely an earworm. Yes. One that everybody tends to hate is Frozen. Can't deny though that songs like Summer and what was the duet between Anna and what's his face, the jerk. I had it pulled up earlier.
So I know which one you're talking about because the one that I'm thinking of is someone.
Finish your sandwiches. Love is an open door.
Someone took it and kind of made it not as friendly.
Oh, I'm sure. There's a lot that
I'll have to see if I can find it. I'll send it over to you. It's absolutely like, and it's inappropriate, but it's not like bad. Like they never say anything bad, but it's just basically, hey, let's just call a spade and let's talk about what you're actually singing about.
Right. Some of the other ones.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Yes. Lion King, Aladdin had a few good earworms.
Friend Like Me.
Genie. Oh my gosh. Miss Robin Williams. I miss that man. Goodness, who else? What else? I was never a fan of Little Mermaid. Was Tailspin Disney? It was Disney.
Yeah, because Donald. It was all it was all
Donald and Baloo and
it was all. Oh man, Tailspin had the theme song for Tailspin was like, you want to talk about a demented earworm as a kid.
What was the
Jesus Christ?
What was the other version of that? That was the ducks, the three ducks. It wasn't Tailspin. But it had Scrooge McDuck.
It was the DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Ew.
Yeah. Just those little hooks that stick with you for 30 freaking years, and you're like, go away.
I mean, I love DuckTales. Goodness. DuckTales was hilarious. It was like, oh my god, the portrayal of Scrooge was just it was just amazing.
Diving into the piles of money. Oh my goodness, just memory lane. You know what's fun about this is just getting to tell some of these different stories. Yeah, we talk about our top threes, but like all the extra things that we
oh my gosh, they rebooted DuckTales? I'm gonna have to go watch this.
Yeah,
now.
They did. I don't know how good it is.
Neither do I. It's hard to me because
it scares me
like,
when I see a reboot.
Well, because like the other thing is like it's like Gargoyles, right? Like I was rewatching them and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stop. Just keep this in memory because it's still pretty good, but it's like there's also a point where it's like, you know, the original Ninja Turtles, you know, it's one of those things where it's like you go back and you're like, yeah, this is a lot better in my memory. Like I'm just gonna leave this.
Right.
I'm gonna
Power
leave this
Rangers
in the
were like that. Power Rangers, like I used to binge watch that movie with them skydiving.
Turtle
and
power.
The skyboarding, and oh my god, so many terrible movies that we were so in love with as children.
Oh my gosh, that's too
So
funny.
top we changed things up for top three for next week, though, right?
Yes, and
I don't get to decide.
The poll is running this weekend, so we can either play it by ear and then do, because the poll will close on Tuesday, on Tuesday morning. So we can either do that one or we can give you the option to choose one more and then do that following. And then have it.
Ooh. Well, the thing is how many of those on my list did you use for the poll? Did you just use all of them?
No.
Because if you, okay. Because I don't know, I don't remember everything that you put on there. So I'm like, I don't know which ones.
I know there were a few that I didn't use because I was looking at them like, I don't know how I want to do that. Like, like it wasn't because of anything like it was just like, I don't know how to put that on the poll. Right. I'd say like, just take your pick, and if that one wins, then we'll just do the next runner up.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do top three. We're gonna stick with the childhood stuff and do top three cartoon characters, not anime, cartoon.
Yeah, I didn't put that one.
There's not much difference. Okay,
I'm pretty sure I didn't put that one because I read that and I was like, yeah, that's gonna trigger Beard.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that. He's not here to defend himself.
Okay.
So, thank you for joining us for top three. If you want to see Beard triggered, please come to next week's top three, where we trigger him with top three cartoon characters. And remember, everybody loves a list.